let's make lemonade. Okay, let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Willis Automotive powers the Rush Radio Show, and if you're in the market for a vehicle, Willis is where you start. New, used, or certified pre-owned, Willis Automotive has the selection, the people, and the service to make it easy. No pressure, no games. Just a team that knows how to take care of you. Check them out at willisauto.com. That's willisauto.com, and experience the difference today. Ross Peterson, if I'm off my game today, you got to let me know. You got to slap me upside the head. You got to say, hey, Justice, snap out of it, brother.
I'm feeling a little bit off today too. Why are you feeling?
For the first time in maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I overslept. I never oversleep. I'm very meticulous. I overslept for some reason. My alarm did not go off.
Oh.
And usually I wake up before my alarm anyway. I'm usually one of those, like 3 minutes before your alarm goes off.
Yeah.
I remember waking up and it was 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, well, I still have an hour and a half of sleep left. And all of a sudden I'm like, I feel pretty refreshed. I better get up. It must be right around 3:55. I look down and it's 4:45 and I'm like, and people are going, 4:45, you don't start till 6. But my routine on a daily basis and has for 15 years starts at 4 a.m. And I'm very, and you know me, if people were to work with me, I'm very routine about the way I do things. I know it doesn't come off that much on this show, but when we would meet at the old place when we did Sound Off, you knew I was in my chair by a certain time. And hell, there's been times that if I haven't sent you an email by like 5:02, you're like, hey man, are you okay? Is everything okay? But it put me 45 minutes behind.
It just puts you off your rhythm, man. You're just not in the same. What's that called? What's the sleep? Is it circadian rhythm? Circadian?
I don't know.
What's the rhythm with sleep?
Is it some weird scientific term that I will never understand?
When I typed in what is the rhythm, the first thing that wanted to autofill
the rhythm
was
method
of the night.
Oh, I thought I was going to put the rhythm method. Here's how you don't get pregnant.
There's a tantric method to it. You got to get into.
Yes, you can. During the ovulation periods, you do not want to try to have intercourse without protection.
That's not this.
Okay.
The circadian rhythm is different. The circadian rhythm, your internal 24-hour body clock that regulates sleep and wake cycles, influenced by light and dark, and sleep stages, which cycle through your non-REM.
That's rapid eye movement.
I knew what REM meant.
Okay.
I did not know there are 4 types of non-REM sleep. So you have 5 types of sleep. There's dreaming, which we call REM sleeping, or REM sleeping, which we call dreaming. Then there's N1, N2, N3, and deep sleep.
Ooh. See, my Google Watch explains it a lot better than that. It says awake, light, REM, deep.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me. Okay, I'm awake at this time. I'm having in a light sleep at this time. I'm dreaming at this time, and I'm in deep sleep at this time.
So anyway, your circadian rhythm is off today. I'm just here to help.
And it wouldn't have been if the damn alarm would have gone off. It didn't go off. And I looked, maybe I shut it off. No, it was on.
Yeah, I've done that where I very rarely hit the snooze, but then every once in a while you do. Every once in a while you're like, you know what? 9 more minutes. I'm comfy. I'm warm. We got things. I'm not in any hurry this morning. Yeah, 9 minutes. And I'm like, you hit the wrong button.
Oh, you hit the off button instead
and then
of
there's it's like 14 minutes later. You're like, boy, that's been a long 9 minutes. If you're lucky.
And it's just weird how that in 45 minutes. Now, granted, I was in my chair by 4:47 because I literally threw clothes on and got downstairs. And you're like, you still got an hour and 15 minutes until the show, but it just puts you behind and you feel rushed and you're like, it just knocks you off for your entire day and it throws you off. And it's so if I at any point today feel off, you just reach over and slap me right across the face.
Well, same deal applies. Okay, because I don't feel like I've quite got my fastball today either. I'm gonna blame it on Gumma. I'm gonna blame it on the insane documentary I watched late last night.
You and your documentaries, you find some of the interesting ones.
I love them so much. This is one that I was told a long time ago to watch this one. It's really super popular. It's about 15, 20 years old. It's about 15 years old now because it was in 2009. It is called The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Now, are the Whites a family or is it whites?
Like the people. No. It's
like
a family.
the race. Like the race.
It's a crazy, lawless, Dukes of Hazzard style family in West Virginia. In Boone County, West Virginia. Everybody in the county knows them because they're just troublemakers. One of them is robbed every gas station and church in it's wild.
Is it to the point where it's so wild that it's almost not believable?
No. It's totally believable. It's totally just hillbilly crazy. Dude, crazy. I wouldn't even know which part to tell you was the craziest part. Was it when the lady was snorting lines off the corner table in her hospital room after giving birth?
No. They had this on camera?
I'm not making a bit of this up. She looks at the camera and goes, "Now I got to share some of my drugs." And reaches over and her friend is in the corner and she reaches over, crushes up her pills on the end table in the hospital, cuts up the lines.
So is that like her pain pills from
who
her
knows
birth?
Apparently. Surprisingly, in that one, CPS took that baby.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Like right away?
She never got the baby for months. Yeah.
If you're shooting a documentary, do you have like a moral obligation to go?
Oh, I would think in a case like that.
Hold on for a second. Like, hey, Doc, we're shooting this documentary and she just snorted her
lines
pills
in the corner.
Yeah.
Like she was doing heroin last night.
Look at it this way. That baby turned out probably a lot better than what it probably could have or was destined to.
It is wild. If you told me that these people were partly inbred, I'd go, that kind of checks a little bit. They just and one of their relatives figured out a scam years ago where they all get checks from the government. They're all on disability. And so none of them have to work, none of them do work. They feel entitled to having that free money coming to them. It's their money, damn it.
So
it's
if the government,
wild.
If the government watches that documentary, how does the government go, hell, there's something wrong here?
Well, there's something wrong with the people. I mean, you could watch it and go, oh yeah, these people need assistance. They need help. But to what level, I don't know. I mean, they need help like the people that are standing along the interstate asking for money need help. I don't know what the right fix is for it. I don't think just handing them money is the right fix, but I don't know what the right fix is for it. But right now we hand them money. It's wild.
And like, how many of the whites are there? I feel so guilty saying, how many of the whites are there?
How many of the whites? There's I'm going through the cast right now. There's Jessica White, Mamie White, Derek Wayne Castle. There's Sue Bob White. She, according to the documentary, I don't know, I'm not an authority on this, but according to the documentary, Sue Bob White got the prettiest titties in all of Boone County.
I have a hard time believing that. Just based on your description of this family, I really have a hard time believing that.
Sue Bob White, Kirk White, Dorsey White. It is a fun run. 2-hour documentary, hour 45.
The problem with me is, I'm watching the Iowa women last night, and I watch it in bed. You know, I've got the front room where I should probably go watch it, but it's like a lot of work to labor those 50 steps over to the other room. It's like, well,
Jesus. How many steps did you get in yesterday?
10,200.
Hey, look at you. That's like 5 miles.
I spent an hour on the treadmill at work yesterday. So
good for you.
I brought some clothes to work. I got on the treadmill and I walked. I actually ran a little. Now, I would run in 30-second intervals because I haven't ran in a long time.
When you say run, you mean jog.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sprinting on this thing.
When was the last time you sprinted?
I would pull a hammy and I would be out for all-out sprint. I have no idea.
Now that we have all of the logistics out of the way, could we pull off the Fat and Fit games?
I would think
because the people that screwed that up are kind of out of the way now, right?
Yeah. But
or do we have
when
less,
we were thinking about
less ability because we can't get insurance now?
Yeah, there's a lot of that's the whole thing, right? There are the things we never thought about when we had an employer was, oh, you'll have to insure this if somebody gets hurt. Either that or we have a really good lawyer. We have a lawyer that I know listens to this show, though we haven't heard from him in a while. But just write up a disclaimer. And maybe we just, get it stamped by a lawyer who says, if you get hurt, Travis and Ross and Choice Creative are off the hook.
Yep.
You can't sue. You can't sue wherever we hold the game.
Can't we just print up something that says, I promise not to sue, and has like a little blank underneath it, and people just sign it as they show up. Here's your waiver.
Don't you sign a waiver like when you go to a haunted house? Like you enter at your own risk.
I think some of them, the ones that really want to scare you, they're like, we could scare you to death.
To death. To death.
Anybody ever been scared to death?
I'm sure somebody has. Burger McChick says, how many places do you see swim at your own risk? Yeah, you can post that sign. I don't want to test it. I don't want to. Now, if you go to a farm pond, that's literally swimming at your own risk. If you go to a hotel pool where it says, hey, no lifeguard on duty, swim at your own risk. Hotels blowing. Please don't let anybody drown. Please don't let anybody drown. We don't want to test this sign that says swim at your own risk.
The wild and wonderful whites of West Virginia.
And they want to know where
I watched it on Tubi, I think, but I think it's on Netflix, and it's a lot of places because it's older. But it was an award winner. Johnny Knoxville is the one that produced it.
Oh, really? So this is right up Johnny Knoxville's.
But it's not. It doesn't have. I mean, it's not. Guys getting racked and stuff like that. It's a documentary about a family that is every epitome of hillbilly, backwoods, mountain holler. Anyway,
do you think there are families like that in Iowa? Let's go down to the. You didn't even hesitate. I was going to say, let's go down to like
school with some of them. Are you kidding me?
Okay, that's on the east side. I'm literally talking.
That's Iowa.
I know that, but I'm like, if you go to the Luss Hills of Southwest Iowa, or up in by Elkader in the hills up there, but that seems very affluent up there. I don't know, but are there people that live like that?
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of absolutely's around here.
Jason Boffman. Jason, our buddy who lives down in the bayou now, right?
Yep.
Jason grew up in the St. Charles. He went to I-35 with my ex-wife.
Okay.
I heard some stories about some people in that Winterset, St. Charles, Peru, New Virginia. Even in that, which is a nice little community. And you would hear stories. You'd be like, what? So yeah, there's, dude, everywhere. Look, I mean, Tank, Dowling had families like this. Everywhere.
I never knew any. And I grew up in a rural town.
You didn't know
not like that. I mean, there were some, you were a little different, but it wasn't to the point, at least I thought, that you were hillbilly.
Travis, were you was there a lot of drug use in your small rural town?
You got to remember, meth as we know it today was not around. The
drug use. There you go.
That's the
big thing.
The drug use would have been marijuana.
Yep.
And probably cocaine. And after that, meth wasn't like we see it today. And I don't know what year that all popped up. Now, amphetamines have always been around.
Yeah.
But the methamphetamine, where you lose your teeth and you get real skinny and stuff.
That's what we're talking. That's when that's when the town gets weird.
Yeah. And now I do know some people I went to high school with that happened to after we graduated, right?
Yeah.
You see people like, where'd your teeth go?
Dude.
Oh, you had a drug problem.
These crazy folks down in West Virginia, it's drugs. They're doing, I mean, they all openly talk about how they do any drug. One girl, the day before she goes to rehab, because she goes to rehab to clean up her life.
She said, no, no, no.
She did not. The day before, she said, yes, yes, yes.
So she went on a total bender?
Her sisters took her out on a bender. They had all the people that went out drinking with them sign a bottle of Crown Royal so she could have a memento for when she went to rehab, and it was a Crown Royal bottle. This way you can remember how much fun we had tonight. Wild.
Don't open it in rehab because they'll frown upon
Oh, it was
this.
done. It was gone. I mean,
it,
gave her an empty bottle signed.
Were you saying that one of them was giving birth and she did a line right after the baby was born?
Yeah, that's what I said at the hospital.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway.
No wonder you had a weird night's sleep. I at least overslept. You went to bed thinking, oh my God.
I watched that one after the Iowa women's game, and then when that one ended, I just had a few minutes left of consciousness, and I turned on something about in 1996 a UFO landed in Brazil, and they were talking to the kids that saw that. And I was like, I'm gonna watch it, and I fell asleep. And then I lost my remote. Somewhere in my bed, I lost my remote. Okay, so I wake up at
how do beds swallow up remotes
dude,
all the time?
I literally had to get up and unplug the TV in the middle of the night. TV kept playing. I kept waking up. I'm like, where's the damn remote? I'm like, I'll fall back asleep. It'll shut off eventually, right? On its own. No.
It doesn't go to like a black screen?
It apparently didn't. I don't know. So I had to unplug my TV last night because I couldn't find my remote in the middle of my bed.
See, I'm probably one of the few people that I can actually sleep with the television on. It doesn't bother me. Matter of fact, when Anjanette's out of town, I usually go to bed with the television on, and it'll be on all night. That would be my white noise. Anjanette likes to have a fan on all night, so that's what we have for most of the time. But I can sleep with a fan on. You know, I mentioned I got on the treadmill yesterday. Went for a full hour. Got over 10,000 steps in. I wouldn't say that I have New Year's resolutions. I just haven't walked in a while. In the last couple of weeks, probably weren't the most healthy of eating wise. So I want to kind of get back into routine. And when it's warm outside, Arlo and I, or Anjanette and I, would go for a walk. But when it's colder, it's hard to go for those longer walks. I was talking to Christopher Harry yesterday, and I just said, "Hey, I went for a walk," and he told me. Now, Meharry's a fit dude. He rides his bike. He's got one of those fat tire bikes. He's probably out there on a bike now.
He's right now. He's listening to us right now somewhere. Yeah.
He does 250 push-ups a day.
Dude, no, I'm not surprised by that.
I
didn't know that.
He goes, I'm trying to impress my lady by doing 250. I go, I'm impressed by one. I really am. I go, when it comes to the physical fitness games, I could never do pull-ups. I could never do push-ups. Sit-ups weren't my forte, but I could do sit-ups better than that. But when it come to upper body strength, I could never do the upper body strength thing. And I'm like, 250 push-ups? That's nuts.
250 is a lot. But Meharry's built like one of those guys that does an ultra marathon, not a marathon. People do marathons that, you know what I mean? Your kid's teacher does marathons, and you would not think of them as an athlete based on their physical appearance. Meharry's one of those guys that he's got no body fat on him, seems to have the metabolism of a jackrabbit, I saw him the other day for the first time in I bet in my 100 times I've seen Chris Meharry, I've seen him less than 5 times not wearing a hat. He's almost always wearing a hat.
It's usually like a fedora or some kind of hat like
he
that,
still
right?
he was still dressed real nice, I'll tell you that.
I don't know if this is true or not. We always just take what the comments say, but I do want to. Burger McChick says Herschel Walker never lifted weights, thousands of push-ups and sit-ups.
See, I remember the other day I was trying to tell you, I was like, who was the NFL freak that never lifted weights? I remember that from when I was a kid. There was and maybe Burger, you might have, that scratches that itch. I feel like that's what I was talking about. It was a Hall of Fame guy who was built like a mountain. And his thing was like, yeah, I've never really done the weight thing.
Now we have a question for Tyler Kluver on Friday, and that is, hey, you lift a lot of weights. We watch you do that. But let's say you did somebody who only lifted weights and never any other exercises, or you had somebody that did, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, dips. Who's going to be in better shape? Physique. I mean, is there a difference?
There's so many factors in that you know what I mean. There's a lot of God. There's a lot of nature in there.
Yeah.
My problem is nature. I don't go to the gym. I don't go to the gym because I don't have enough weight there.
I go to the gym because, I don't go to the gym, but I have a gym at my office, so I'm able to go. I walk by it. Maybe I should get on that treadmill. Maybe. Then I'm on the treadmill. I look back. There's a weight bench. I said, I'm not touching you, dude. I'm not going near you. We got a rower. That's a lot of work.
You see Kluver on that thing?
Yeah, he like beats it up. I'm surprised sometimes he doesn't just pull the chain out. I'm like torquing on that thing.
Did you watch the Iowa women last night, you said?
Yeah, it did. And they end up winning, 67-58. Ava Hayden had, I believe, 23. Ross, I got to be honest with you. That first half was bad basketball. It was a struggle for me to watch the game. It was just bad basketball in the first half. Now they played better in the second half, but first half I'm like, what am I watching here? What am I watching? Just some of the missed shots, just some of the sloppy play, and you're just like, and I know I heard there's an illness going through, some of the players,
okay.
But still, I was it was a struggle for me to want to keep watching at halftime. But I persevered. I got through. Felt I got to do it for the show.
What's funny about that, dude? I watched it in a different environment last night. I went to there's this place in Des Moines called Smash Park. You familiar with it's like a big pickleball, and then
we have one over here.
Yeah. I took the girls out there last night so they could play video games and stuff while I watched the game. And there maybe it was something about having, because you feel like you're at a Buffalo Wild Wings, right? You sit down in the right spot. There's 30 televisions for you to watch.
So you're distracted a
so
little
it
bit.
kept me distracted. They had trivia going on. I was not doing well in trivia.
Yeah, I'm sitting in my bed watching this, and my wife actually came in to sit with me, and she never watches sports with me. I think at one point she looked over and goes, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's for the show. It's the Hawks. But even she recognized that first half was bad. Just bad. And
tough to watch is a good way to say it. It was Hawks get a victory. Season moves along.
4-0 in the Big Ten. So at Indiana, I believe, on Saturday. That'll be an afternoon game. Speaking of college basketball, coming up at 7:30, Eric Henderson, head coach of the Drake Bulldogs, is going to be joining us. Now, we are going to talk about the win against Indiana State. We are going to talk about the game as they take on Bradley tomorrow night in Peoria, Illinois.
But we're also going to get to the important stuff, right?
We're going to get to the important stuff like, hey, we have an idea for you.
Like, can you still dunk?
Can you still? Yeah, that's the first question. Can you still dunk? And Coach...
And we've got an idea for you. A little bit outside of the box.
I spent my good portion of my day and morning on social media because Justin came up with the social media clip that was talking about this yesterday. And everybody's like, you dumbasses. This goes back Johnny Orr 40 years ago. And I have to get on there and go listen to the show because we talked about it. It's just, we're not just talking about TJ and coaches today. We actually brought Johnny up quite a bit.
But what a brilliant move. And I'm dead serious for a second. I'm not being a smart ass. Making the coach the face of the franchise, making the coach the star 40 years ago was brilliant.
And I believe Iowa State was probably one of the first. Just because
I'll have to defer to you on that, but I think that's, I don't remember.
I'm sure when John Wooden came out, that was a big deal, or Adolph Rupp, or some of these guys.
I wonder now. Did they do that for Iowa State? Did Roy Williams or I'm sorry, Dean Smith? Hi, Roy Williams. Well, maybe Roy. Well, Roy wasn't winning at Kansas.
He won from day one.
About that time, yeah, those mid '80s, yeah. Was Dean Smith doing this in North Carolina? Was John Wooden doing this at UCLA? Were they the first to do that kind of like
entrance?
I remember the "Here's Johnny" thing. They would do the Johnny Carson. Here's Johnny. Ba-da-da-da-da. You nailed it yesterday. Johnny comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, we like that. But it was funny how people were jumping. I'm like, you guys are idiots. You don't. I go, just go watch the show. Listen to the show. Listen to the whole. This is like a teaser to get you to go watch the show so you understand more of the conversation that we were having.
This is Kaylin writes in and says, oh man, the good old days before players were getting paid. No, they were getting paid.
Yes, they were definitely getting paid. Yeah. They were just getting paid in brown paper bags, which they probably liked more.
When you had to do it the right way.
That's right.
What a great impression you did there. I love that. It brings back the memories, the double fist pump. That's such a great.
Hey, folks, remember to crack open your favorite Coca-Cola, Sprite, Dasani, Powerade, or Body Armor. The ones you love are delivered right here in Iowa by Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company, keeping your thirst refreshed every single day. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Prosnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Oh, did see you there. Happy New Year for myself and everyone else over here at Land Rover Des Moines. My personal New Year's resolution is to take better care of my car, and that starts with an oil change. Come on down for $25 off your service. You can give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Hi, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Are you on the verge of taking that next big step in your relationship? Our latest collection of engagement rings is here to make your moment even more memorable. From stunning classics to modern designs, each ring is meticulously crafted to symbolize your unique love story. Looking for something truly one of a kind? Explore our custom engagement ring options and let us bring your vision to life. Visit our showroom in Ankeny and let's start creating the ring of your dreams together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn benefits the entire state. It feeds our livestock, nourishes our families, and provides homegrown, clean-burning, unleaded 88 for our vehicles. Pump it up with unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. Again, Eric Henderson, head coach of the Drake Bulldogs, coming up at 7:30. Good conversation with him. 515-517-2303 if you want to call the show and have a little conversation with us. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Ross' new college basketball poll came out yesterday. Iowa State stayed at number 3 in both the coaches and the Associated Press poll. Iowa makes the biggest jump in the Associated Press poll. It goes up 6 spots from number 25 to number 19. That's the largest jump. And it ties for the largest jump in the coaches poll, jumping 4 spots to that number 19 spot. So I think a lot more people starting to pay attention to Iowa and watching the identity this team has, the defense that it plays with, the offensive efficiency that it has, and the more they move up, the more the expectation. This is literally moving of the goalpost, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about that, okay? Because I'm not there yet. I'm not at, and what I mean by that is my expectations for this team have been, beginning of the season, it was be in the bubble conversation, get the tournament. A successful season means you make the tournament. Seeing how well they've played against some of these really good teams in the country, sans the Michigan State game, that one was an eye opener of like, oh shit. Maybe they are not a bubble team. Maybe they are not a tournament team. It's been seeing them compete and then beat some decent basketball teams that have opened my eyes to go, okay, 19 seems right now. Now, have my expectations changed? Like, now I do see them definitely as a tournament team, and that's, if you don't make the tournament now, it wasn't a good year. But I don't know about what my expectations are for. I don't think they're going to compete for the Big Ten title.
Who's under more pressure? Iowa State, who's number 3, and I tell you what, I know they didn't get any first place votes. They were the last couple of weeks. A lot of those are going to Arizona and Michigan. I think 1 point separates Arizona and Michigan right now.
I just had it up here.
Who's under more pressure? Is it Iowa State at number 3 or Iowa at number 19? It's easy to say Iowa State because you're the number 3 team in the country, but Iowa State's going to be in the top 10 all year long. It would shock me. I believe the Cyclones are going to be a 1 or a 2 seed, depending on how things fly in the Big 12. Iowa State's just that good. I mean, every time I watch Iowa State, I'm just like, I'm in awe. I really am in awe when I watch
team.
Iowa State.
They belong in that elite tier because they're an elite team.
But when you're elite, does that add more pressure, especially when you get to the tournament, right? You're like, there are expectations.
Boy, Travis, I think it's got to be Iowa State, but there's this football element to this conversation that changes this. The Iowa State fans are just in such a weird place right now. They've been forced into this really weird place right now with their fandom. Now, hopefully, Iowa State fans right now are able to compartmentalize and put football in one category of the brain and be really excited about this insanely cool basketball season, because this is something you're going to want to remember for a long, long time, is Iowa State being a top 5 team essentially all year long. and that does add pressure because that's a tough thing to hold on to. I mean, again, insanely talented team, but everybody, you got a huge target on your back. You're coming in as that elite team. You're the best.
And I think that's what I mean by the pressure. I mean, I don't think Iowa has a target on its back yet, but I think Iowa State has a target. But I think Iowa State, every time, and we've seen it, they're still unbeaten, they'll take the target. They're like, okay, bring your best shot.
Yep. Yeah, so it's got to be Iowa State. I mean, we're talking about how Ben McCollum has already met the expectations and exceeding the expectations, and what do next? The expectation for Iowa State is Final Four. Now, and I'm not saying if you don't get it there, it's a bad season. And Adam Bentz writes Final Four bus. Good to hear from you, Bency.
I think when it comes to the elite teams, I think even the number one seeds. Now, obviously, you're disappointed if you don't get to the Final Four if you're a number one seed. I think once you make the Sweet 16, that's kind of like it, right? I mean, anything can happen after that. You get to the Elite Eight, that's elite.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with the target and the expectations, probably more pressure on Iowa State, because the expectation of Iowa now is still get to the tournament and maybe win a game. But at least, look at it this way. At least we're able to, on January 6th, talk about this for both teams, that you're sitting in a really, really, really good position right now.
And how about this? In the next, let's see, by next Wednesday night, when we go on the air next Thursday, the Hawkeyes will have already played at Minnesota, hosted Illinois, and played at Purdue. We're going to know a lot more. We're going to have a better idea of what the right expectation should be. Right? Those are three metric games. One of them in the Big Ten, Illinois in the Big Ten, Purdue nationally. How are you against those elite teams? Purdue belongs in that conversation. Illinois doesn't yet.
Illinois is good,
really good.
I was watching a show the other day, and one of the college basketball experts just said, "Don't sleep on Illinois." I mean, there's talent there.
Yeah.
Brad Underwood's a decent coach. And don't sleep on Michigan State, by the way, who won, 81-59 last night, or was it 80-59 or 80-51 against USC? Did you see what happened in that game? They were up big. And all of a sudden, Jeff Anderson, who's the official, stops the game, blows the whistle, and he points at this guy in the crowd. And he goes over and talks to Tom Izzo. And the guy is drinking a hard iced tea. He's got a can of that the hard iced tea.
The yellow can, twisted tea?
To the twisted tea.
Okay.
And he points to the guy, and all of a sudden you see Tom Izzo step out to the side and go, "What the fuck are you doing?" You can read his lips. He goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" Well, it's a former player. Paul Davis is the former player who averaged like 17 points a game. He's in like row 3. And you see Tom Izzo, and then the official comes up, and the game manager starts escorting him out. And you see Izzo go, "Get out of here. Get out of here," to his former player.
Wonder what he was saying or doing.
It had to be, I mean, you're up big, and for Jeff Anderson to blow the whistle and stop and go, "Dude, I'm going to go," and instead of going to crowd management right away, he goes over to talk, because Anderson had to know who he was, probably officiated many games that he did. Instead of going straight to crowd management, go, "I'm going to Tom Izzo, because I guarantee you're still scared of Coach, even though you're not here anymore."
Yeah, he's still the mentor. He's still the adult in the room. No doubt about it.
When Davis stood up, he goes, he looks at Coach, goes, my bad. And that's when Izzo goes, "Get out of here. Get out of here." And by the way, you don't get those seats anymore.
Exactly
You're
what I was
not going to
say.
sit in those seats anymore.
Right. Yeah, you can come back. You're going to be in the upper deck. Be row M.
Yeah. You don't even get a suite. We're really putting you up in the nosebleeds of the Breslin Center. We can't have that. But the reading of the lips was awesome when
That's
he literally
funny.
said, "What the fuck are you doing?" The surprise in the college basketball poll is Fred Hoiberg in the Nebraska Cornhuskers?
I was just looking at that Iowa schedule, and I see at the end of the year 2 games with undefeated Nebraska. What are they right now? 12, 15 and 0?
They are 15 and 0. They went to Ohio State last night. They didn't play the best, but they still got a win. And I'll give Fred credit. Price Sanford is lighting it up for him. Sam Hoiberg, his son, is the point guard. And it's not like Nebraska doesn't have good wins already at 4-0 in the Big Ten. They've won at Illinois.
Yep.
They've beat Michigan State. They've beaten Wisconsin, and now they've won on the road at Ohio State. That's pretty impressive.
Very impressive. And they don't have that run that we just talked about with the Hawks where you've got Illinois and Purdue in this next week. They don't play another ranked team until the end of the month.
No, I think playing at Indiana is going to be tough on Saturday. For them.
Oh, they do have Indiana on Saturday. Yeah. Thank you for that. Right. Then they go Oregon at Northwestern, Washington at Minnesota, and then it's not till January 27th that they play back-to-back ranked teams when they go at Michigan. And then
that's a loss.
That's going to be like speaking of elite.
Yes.
And then Illinois at home after that. So we'll get a better idea. Again, I'm happy for Fred Hoiberg. I'm happy for Price Sanford. That I watched that game was one of those games that was on last night. In fact, I think it was on before the Iowa women. Because I remember being more focused on that.
They started at 5:30 last night.
Thank you. Because I was like, was I watching that one instead of the Iowa women? Was that how bad?
You know, Fred Hoiberg is a lucky dude. Go back and look at his trajectory, and they've won 18 in a row going back to last year because they won that Vegas tournament. So they went to Vegas and played.
Stop. That doesn't count.
Yeah, but it's not but they've still won that many games in a row. I mean, they've won 18 in a row. Baseball, we've seen teams, hey, they're on a winning streak dating back to last season.
Okay, why does this feel different for me in college basketball? Because in college, there's only one team. In college basketball, in Division I college basketball, there's only one team that wins their last game. So, I mean, not anymore. Not anymore. A Big Ten team could win their last game and not make the Big Ten tournament. So never mind.
That's a possibility.
Okay. All right. So I'll give it to them. It's not, you went on a little run. You beat teams that were trying to win games that were at your competition level. I should count those 3 more than the wins over, Maryland Eastern and Winthrop.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay.
Yes. Go look at Fred's first 3-4 years at Nebraska. Not good. Really, really bad, in fact. Do you think if it's anybody but Fred Hoiberg, that person gets fired?
No, not necessarily. I think that Nebraska basketball didn't have the expectations.
It's fair.
So I don't think necessarily that it was anybody but Fred. Fred's personality and all of the things about Fred Hoiberg certainly helped him get through that time period that you're talking about in a really competitive world. But I think that their expectations of what Nebraska basketball was, especially during this time period when they've really been focused on football and trying to get football right, I think having a steady presence that is going to be a great representative of your university was probably a calming force, and it gave Fred time to get things right, obviously. I don't think a lot of other places he would have been given that much of a leash.
And that's maybe that's the better way to phrase it. And I phrase it as it's Fred Hoiberg, good dude,
it's both things,
combination,
yeah,
and the expectation of, and he took over right in the middle of COVID. I mean, that's a bad time to take.
Did he really?
Well, a year before COVID, I think, and you go through that, had a lot of transition.
Wow. I would if you would have asked me when Hoiberg took over at Nebraska, I wouldn't even have known what to say.
Well, Corey brings up a good point. Frost getting fired saved Fred's job because they didn't want to have to pay out 2 coaches.
Oh, that's bats and bugs, Corey.
That's a good observation, Corey.
Well, Corey's a big Nebraska fan too.
Yeah.
2019 he took over. Wow.
Tyler asks, has Nebraska ever danced? It's danced, but Nebraska is the only Power 5 school without a win in the NCAA tournament.
Wow.
Nebraska's been to the NCAA tournament several times, has only gotten to the first round. It's never gotten outside of the first round.
Holy cow.
And if they stay on this, and
that's something to root for Fred. That's cool.
I'm trying to think what year it was. It would have been either early 90s or early to mid 90s. They won the Big 8 tournament. Danny Nee was the head coach. They were the number 3 seed, I believe, in the NCAA tournament and got beat in the first round. Number 3 seed and got beat. Before you know it, Nebraska's going to be a volleyball and basketball school, and football is going to be third on the list.
I don't think they'll lose that focus. They'll be okay.
You don't think they're going to lose that focus? Don't think that's going to happen?
No.
But when you got Iowa now think about this. You've got Iowa. I mean, just look at the Big 10 and the Big 12. Because you've got Iowa, you've got Nebraska, you've got Michigan, obviously. You've got Illinois, you've got Purdue, you've got Michigan, you've got Michigan State. In the Big 12, Arizona, Baylor's going to get better, Iowa State, Texas Tech.
Houston.
These leagues are loaded. Absolutely loaded.
Any that you missed the top 25 there, I don't see. I mean, I think you said Kansas.
I didn't even say Kansas. And Kansas isn't that good.
It's like number 22. They're not even that good.
Yeah, you're like, well, Kansas is, Kansas no Iowa State. I mean, that's where we're at in this league, where Kansas is like an afterthought.
4 of the top 5 teams are Big 10, Big 12. Arizona, Michigan, Iowa State, and Purdue. And then you still have Houston, BYU, and Nebraska. So 7 of the top 10 teams.
I mean, I don't think anybody goes unbeaten in either league. Do you?
No.
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 I mean, Michigan's playing at an elite level.
They're playing really good. Michigan and Arizona. And I mean, why not say Iowa State? Why?
Yeah. Well, one of those teams.
I don't think it'll be Nebraska.
No, either do I. Absolutely not. I'm not even suggesting that. If somebody got through this league unbeaten,
to the Big 12,
through the Big 12, or even the Big 10,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you could go either one of them. You go.
Yeah. Let's see what Arizona. Arizona does play at BYU. They play BYU twice. They play at Houston. Arizona's got a gauntlet coming up, dude. I can't imagine them getting through all of this. They play at BYU. They play at Kansas. They host Texas Tech. They host BYU. They play at Houston. They host Kansas and Iowa State in back-to-back in 3 days apart at the end of February and early March. Basketball season's fun.
I really is.
What the Big 12 I know we beat up football so much. Their basketball conference is so much fun.
People ask me all the time what my favorite sport is, and I want to say college football, but I always refer to college basketball, just because every single night, and you look at these leagues, and it's not like the SEC is a slouch. But these leagues, even the Big East, there's just so much good basketball out there. And no, I'm not pining for an expansion of the NCAA tournament. I still like it where it is. But what we're talking about right now is why the NCAA tournament is the best sporting event out there. And don't come at me with the World Cup. You only do that once every 4 years.
I mean, nobody listening to this show would.
That's Bruno. Bruno would come at me with that. Oh, and let's not forget Northern Iowa. But the Valley's in a much different situation. They're going to be a one-bid league.
Yeah. You and I game Wednesday night, Belmont?
I believe, yeah, Belmont.
Yep.
I believe it is. Yeah.
That'll be a tough one. Belmont's good. Belmont's one of those really good Valley teams.
The Valley now, if you look at it, it's very top heavy. You got Murray State, who's unbeaten. That's a quick turnaround.
Let me go see what that looks like. I know Belmont, Murray State, Illinois State, UNI
all unbeaten.
Okay, all unbeaten in those three.
Yeah.
Belmont's 3-2 in the conference right now.
And then Bradley is what 2-2 or 3-2. Drake's 2-2.
Those pesky Bulldogs getting that win over Indiana State.
Good win.
Think of how electric it's going to be when Hendo starts leading the team out of the locker room and throwing down reverse dunks in front of everybody.
We want you to
Sports Center top 10. It's going to be like viral moments,
dude. That would be a Sports Center top 10.
Well, I said like I don't have bad ideas,
and you only do it at home, right?
Oh, think if you did it on the road.
That would be awesome. He's either going to laugh at our idea,
or he's not coming on
again.
You're like, what the?
Coach, we're going to ask you a question that may determine whether you ever want to come on this show again.
Yeah.
But we have an idea. We're idea guys. This is what we do. We sit and contemplate and try to help out the marketing. I do want to ask, though, when you're back in the locker room by yourself, what do you do? Are you praying? Or are you just waiting? Gosh, is it my time to go out?
I can't imagine it's that. Like, there's something. I don't know what it is. Going to the bathroom? That's another thing I never thought of. I guess, remembering when you have to, like when I'm playing second base and you got to pee and then a ground ball gets hit to you, you feel the ground ball, you throw it to first, you don't have to pee anymore. Like it's like your adrenaline shut off that part of your body or something.
Or worse yet, you're getting ready to go.
Coaches never leave to go to the bathroom.
And they drink a lot of water during the game. It's not, but they're walking so much, they're probably sweating it out. Or is the first thing you do when you get in the locker room is, I'll be back in a second. I got to take a leak.
I barely make it the 30 minutes we go between our little breaks, and I'm scampering to the bathroom. Why did Coach Peterson burn his timeout so early in the game? He has a prostate problem.
Gets in the way every now and then. Gets in the way. So, yeah, Eric Henderson going to be joining us at 7:30. That'll be a fun conversation. Drake, again, is at Bradley tomorrow. Coming up in hour number 2, we're going to talk a little bit about the transfer portal, get some transfer portal news, the NFL coaching carousel. And we got a couple minutes here, Ross, so I'm going to throw this out there because it's not really part of the coaching carousel yet. But CBSSports.com put this out there this morning, and it's something I didn't even think about. Of course, the Raiders fired Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
The Raiders have the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Probably going to take Mendoza. Do they go after Curt Cignetti? Do you keep Curt Cignetti and Mendoza together?
Who threw this out, you said?
CBSSports.com. Do you see Curt Cignetti in the National Football League? Believe it or not, I do.
Do you really?
There's something about that. Here's where it would get touchy. Curt Cignetti seems like a control freak. I don't know the guy.
That's exactly what I see as well.
Not going to play well with a GM.
No.
GM says, here are your players, you coach the players. That's not going to fly with Curt Cignetti. And you're making 11 point. And by the way, he triggered a thing in his contract now. He's going to get another raise. So what happened was, by getting to the semifinals, it triggered to where he has to renegotiate to make sure that he's at least the top 3 highest paid coaches in America. So
say that again. His contract said that if he got the team to the college football semifinals,
it automatically triggers like a 30-day window where
he can renegotiate to become one of the top 3 paid coaches in the country.
And then if they don't engage within 30 days, the whole contract's like null and void.
Oh, no.
Now, Indiana knows that, and they're going to negotiate.
And they've got the money, and they got some dude. Yeah, that's true. But could you imagine if this thing all blew up in a month?
You could have Indiana win a national title, Kurt Signetti go to the NFL, and Indiana football's done.
Oh my God.
And he's cleaned up in the transfer portal again. Believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Surprised. People want to play for a winner? Did they Google him? The NFL, dude, I'm with you, Trav. I think that there's such an ego thing that happens there. Am I crazy to think that it seems like two totally different jobs right now?
Well, I think he worked for Coach Nick Saban. And I think if he called Nick Saban say, you got it really good where you're at. I did the NFL thing. You may want to just stay
He worked for Saban 15 years ago. That's a long time.
But here's coming off when he...
Yeah. And I'm not saying he doesn't have that relationship. Here's what I'm getting at. With the NFL and ego. Kurt Signetti wins. Google
True.
him, right? He wins. He's building this amazing foundation of respect. If you get into the NFL and you're trying to coach guys that have been Pro Bowlers for 5 years, and they realize that 5 years ago you were at, 5 years ago he was at James Madison. Before that he was at Elon. Before that he was at IUP. Do those guys look and go, dude, welcome to our game? You just showed up and you're going to, and I'm with you. I think I'm not, maybe control freak's the wrong way to put it, but I'm with you. I pick up on that same vibe from Kurt Signetti. Like, he's the guy in charge.
He likes building his team.
And in an NFL locker room, you got to have everybody on the same page, and that it's way more about being able to control those egos. So I don't know, man. My gut says stay in college because that's where you're having your success, but maybe that's what he wants.
Well, if you win a national title, you go, what more can I do besides win another national title? I could go win a Super Bowl title.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Easier said than done. And you also better be on the same page as your general manager because your general manager.
When was the last time a team with the number one pick also was going to be hiring a head coach? Is that and maybe
was that
Justin
Urban
can look that
Meyer
up for us.
and Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, look at you!
I don't know if that's correct or not. Justin will probably correct me, but I don't know if it was Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer or not. We're probably pretty close around that. Justin, there's your homework. I'm either right or I'm wrong, and you'll undoubtedly tell me.
Interesting.
Hey,
the Signetti and Mendoza connection is intriguing. As much as I love this Indiana story, or much as I love the Iowa Hawkeyes, I don't want this India. I would hate for that to happen. I'd hate for that to happen.
Join the frenzy with Wolves basketball in the Iowa Lottery. You could win a Iowa Wolves courtside seats or a VIP experience to the Minnesota Timberwolves, including watching warm-ups courtside in Minneapolis, plus $1,000 cash, and a night in Minneapolis. This promotion from the Iowa Lottery is open to entries now. And here's what you need to know. Non-winning Cash Frenzy scratch tickets can be entered into your Iowa Lottery VIP club account for a chance to win. 2 entry periods are going to take place. Entry period number 1 ends before 10 a.m. on January 26th. Entry period number 2 ends before 10 a.m. on March 3rd. Courtside seats to an Iowa Wolves game or a VIP Lotto Zone courtside experience with the Iowa Wolves is available. All entries not selected as winners will go into the grand prize drawing for the Timberwolves VIP prize package. The Iowa Lottery and the Rush Radio Show. Good to have you along on a Tuesday. We'll take a break, come back with hour number 2 after this.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Oh, did see you there. Happy New Year for myself and everyone else over here at Land Rover Des Moines. My personal New Year's resolution is to take better care of my car, and that starts with an oil change. Come on down for $25 off your service. You can give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You know, we talk a lot about trust on this show, and that's why we are proud to be powered by Willis Automotive. They built their reputation by doing things the right way. Fair pricing, great service, and treating customers like people, not transactions. Whether you're buying today or starting your search, start at willisauto.com and trust us. You'll be glad you did. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, start leaving your comments in the comments section. As we mentioned, Eric Henderson, head coach of the Drake Bulldogs, is going to be joining us at 7:30. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. I think we're back in our groove now after our weird night's sleep.
Yeah,
I think we're
right. It took us an hour, but we're here now.
Did you watch the FCS national championship game last night?
No, that was one of the, and I don't know, of all those TVs that were on in front of me at that place last night, I don't know how I missed that. And then I saw it on your rundown this morning, and the first thing I said to you this morning, I was like, oh man, I didn't see the FCS.
Dude.
And it's how that conversation went. You're like, oh my gosh.
Dude,
what did I miss?
You missed. If you got it on the TiVo or the replay, I highly encourage going back and watching it. It was the drama that everything is college football is about. And it was, if you watch that game last night, you went, oh, this is fun to watch. But it really came, most of the drama was late. Illinois State lost to Montana State 35-34. But how it got there was incredible. Tied at 28, Ross, in regulation. Illinois State sets up to kick a field goal to go up 31-28. It gets blocked. And Montana State gets a nice return on it. And you're thinking, oh, there's enough time in the clock. Montana State can get into field goal position, right? Illinois State gets a massive sack. I mean, we're talking like a loss of 25 yards. Takes them out of field goal range. We go to overtime. Illinois State scores a touchdown to go up 34-28. You're like, okay, they line up to kick the extra point. It's blocked.
Oh, my gosh.
It's blocked. Montana State gets the ball back, knowing that if it scores a touchdown and an extra point, it wins. Their back is against the wall. It's 4th down and 10 at the 12. 4th down and 10. Touchdown pass to the corner as the defense got broken up. They kick the extra point and win. The Cinderella season of Illinois State ends in a blocked field goal and then a block extra point. Absolutely.
What a fun
absolutely
game.
crazy night of college football.
Interesting. And so but that's a fun game.
Yes. Had the drama, the scoring, everything to go with it.
I saw some of our UNI, I think Tyler, who's one of our UNI fan listeners, say, hey, I'm fine with this because I hate Illinois State anyway. That's funny to me that I'm glad to hear there's not that stupid conference allegiance thing where he's like, well,
they're a Valley
let's
team.
really root for the Valley team, who I hate all year, and I want them to lose every game except for when they are playing another team I've never heard of or don't watch or can't follow. Huh. Fun game. First natty from Montana State since 1982. You could have told me it was their first one. I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah. Now, I've always known Montana State were good teams coming out of the Big Sky, but, FCS has been dominated by the Missouri Valley Conference for so long.
Been dominated by the Dakotas.
Yeah, exactly. So, but just a wild ending, and if you're watching, you're like, am I really seeing this? But it was better than most bowl games that we watched. Now, I know the bowl games were up, but in a good crowd last night, it was that was a fun game to watch. Of course, the transfer portal keeps getting more interesting, Ross, and I guess we're learning now commitments, Ross, don't mean that you're actually going to go. Not until you sign your contract or whatever you sign now. Kenny Minchey, the Notre Dame quarterback, committed to Nebraska over the weekend.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, Kenny Minchey's going to Nebraska. He's going to replace Dylan Raiola. Changed his mind. He's now going to go to Kentucky. Nebraska has to go, you pick Kentucky over us? By the way, Nebraska's had 16 players go into the transfer portal. That's a lot. That is a lot. And that may be saying something about Matt Rule.
Interesting.
Now, but all of a sudden, Minchey goes, yeah. And what happened was Kentucky brought in Sam Leavitt from Arizona State. This is going to deserve, at some point, an ESPN 30 for 30 documentary. I told you before we got on the show, I was talking to an agent. I got a friend of mine that's an agent, represents college football players. He goes, the chaos of this transfer portal season is stunning, and it deserves to have a book written about it. And what we're seeing online, what we're talking about, even with Iowa State, is probably 2% of what's really going on.
So little.
Yes.
Wonder if Bloom did you say this to me? I wonder if Bloom has thought we should reach out to Bloom, and I'm sure somebody. Well, Williams is having a lot of success with his book, and they're best buddies. At one point during a sip of whiskey, one of them had to say, maybe Bloom should write a book about all the insanity of trying to
of a collective of hey, I navigated this, and I can't imagine what he'd be going through right now. Right? And even the rules have changed since the collective went in-house and all that stuff. But what we're seeing now with the transfer portal is commitments mean absolutely nothing until you must sign a piece of paper. And the reason Kentucky decided to move on from Leavitt, can you believe this, Ross? A quarterback who went into the transfer portal says, hey, I'm going to visit. I'm going to see what my options are. So Leavitt goes to Texas Tech. Well, then Texas Tech signs a quarterback. He goes to Kentucky, and he goes, well, I'm going to go visit LSU. Kentucky says, you're going to go visit LSU? We're going to go get Kenny Minchie. I can't imagine what kind of money they threw at Minchie to get him. But they're like, if you're going to go talk to Lane Kiffin, we're not going to commit to you, and we're going to have to keep looking for a quarterback. The wild, wild west. I read a story yesterday about a guy who's back in the transfer portal. I think it's the Georgia State quarterback. He's attempting to if he's granted another year, he'll play for a seventh team.
Seventh team?
Team. Now, you got to admit, there's something wrong with that. There's just something.
Yes, there is. There is. I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? I don't want to. I don't want to hear stories like that and go, "Oh my God, we got to end this. We got to lock guys down." That's abuse of the system. He's played for 7. I thought you were going to say his 7th year. Did you see that one of the guys that Rodgers brought into Iowa State, one of those offensive linemen, it will be his 6th year with Jimmy Rodgers? I saw that in one of the.
So he was at South Dakota State, then he was at Washington State.
Yep. It's his Bennett Sturts.
Good way to look at it,
right? I mean, that's the same. It's the same sort of deal. But he's playing in his 6th year under. And if you've had a medical red shirt, if you've had an actual red shirt, go back 6 years, you might even still have a COVID year, maybe.
I think this is the last year.
This would
for
be the
COVID.
last year that
This would be like the last year. That should have never happened.
Nope.
That extra COVID year should have never. Barry Alvarez was right when he said they're not doing it.
Wisconsin's not participating in this nonsense.
Yes. And everybody's like, "What are you doing? How can you do this to the kids?" You understand now the ramifications of the COVID year.
So I don't want to is this wild and weird? Yes. Is it just different than what we've always known? Yeah. Why is a quarterback why would a quarterback get paid $4 million? There's only one answer. It's because he's worth it.
Or, hold on.
Okay.
That's the perceived worth of the team. Is he really worth $4 million? You'll find out when he plays. You're going to find out.
You're going to find out. You know who decided he was worth it? The guy with the $4 million. The guy with it. So that there's a part of me that hears this stuff and steps back and goes, man, these players are worth how much to these universities? We went from not paying them and arguing that having a scholarship was enough to these teams climbing over each other to pay guys millions of dollars. So that's what they mean to these universities. That's how much the cow means to the farm.
But this is also why we need transparency, right? When you have a guy commit to Nebraska and then 2 days later go to Kentucky, which is fine. That's your problem. You can't.
Yeah. But when I hear, and you and I both do this, Trav, when we hear commit, you and I, was that a tweet that was sent out? Like somebody put a graphic together?
Minchie did. Yes. Minchie put the graphic together in.
Somebody put a graphic together.
I mean, you got your team.
Yeah, right. I'm just, so hear me out. Somebody puts a graphic together and puts that on the internet, and the world goes, "Oh, he's committed." Like you said, 2%. We know 2%. Did he actually sign something with Nebraska? Did he actually have
Obviously not.
So somebody jumped a gun somewhere.
I think it was Minchie who put out on his X account that actually put it out. I think if you're going to put it out, you better have signed at that point, right?
Yes, he should have.
Yes.
And is it possible that he signed something and then said, "Oh"?
Hey, before you sign that piece of paper, have you ever been to Lexington, Kentucky? It's not much different than Lincoln, Nebraska. We've got the bourbon trails down here.
Winters are better.
Yeah, winters are a lot better.
You
never
look
been,
good
in blue.
I've never been down there. I want to do that bourbon trail thing so bad. That'd be a blast. I've heard it's beautiful. I had lunch with my buddy TJ yesterday, who's a huge whiskey guy. He just got back from the bourbon trail and went down there. And Josh Fisher, our buddy from that used to work for the Iowa Wild.
Kentucky.
Josh, huge Kentucky. He's from Cincinnati, but
that's Kentucky.
Went to Kentucky for college and loves the horses. Goes down there for the ponies. That's where he proposed to his wife. And he always brags about how beautiful it is down there as well.
When you fly into Cincinnati, you actually fly into the Northern Kentucky airport.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's
I didn't know
right,
that.
It's right on the border.
I'm kind of a geographic idiot.
No, you're not. I don't think you are.
Kinda. We tried to do a challenge the other day with the kids. Could you just, with a piece of paper and a pen, can you name all 50 states?
I could, yeah.
Dude, I got like 41.
Really?
I couldn't. And then you're like, look, your brain is just a fog. Because you start writing them down and you think, you're like, you got to come up with a system. You're going to try to go alphabetically. You're going to try to go geographically and move across the country. Try it. Try it without cheating. Try it. It's hard.
Okay.
I was very disappointed in myself. I thought for sure, I'm like, I got this.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Did you get lost and forget up in the Northeast? Because that's easy.
Yeah,
if you asked me to point stuff on a map, I'd be like, I don't know where Delaware is. I know it's here, but it's like swallowed up by New York and Rhode Island.
Yeah,
and Rhode Island is so.
This one's Maine.
I know that because it's so damn big up there in the corner.
I'm with you. So I had a hard time with it. So I'm kind of a geographic.
Can you do all 50 capitals?
Hell no. I know Des Moines.
Okay.
California is Sacramento.
Yeah.
Illinois is Champaign.
Yeah.
Madison and Wisconsin. I don't know what Minnesota's capital is.
St. Paul, isn't it?
I just said I don't know.
I believe it's St. Paul.
I don't know Nebraska's.
Lincoln.
Okay. Now I do. See?
There
Just
you
learned
go.
me. Just learned me something.
This is a sports / educational /
the
documentary
capitals thing,
review show.
I've had a lot of people that are like, oh, yeah, I had to memorize the capitals when I was in school. I don't remember. That's some DMPS education for you, fake Bob Vanderplots. Thank you, sir. Tom, did Ian Roberts teach Ross's history?
Irish Hawkeye. Travis spent time learning states and capitals, not wasting time on dumb card and board games.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah. I know all the rules to risk, but I don't know a single state capital.
Oh, man.
And you always are like, Ross, you're really smart. I'm like, I'm not.
You are smart.
Yeah, but I don't know a single. I know Des Moines. I guess I just rattled off like 3 or 4 others.
Yeah.
Other than that, I just go with city. Like, what's the capital of Louisiana, Ross? Louisiana City?
Baton Rouge.
Look at you. Look at you.
You are Nostradamus, though. You see the future.
I see the future now. I like that. I'll take it.
You see the future.
Yeah.
You don't see.
Yep. That's me. Old future.
People are comparing you to Tommy Whopper now. You're not Tommy Whopper. You're not Tommy Whopper.
That was such a great day.
By the way, I don't know. That was Rob. Rob, thank you, because the fact that you just did a Tommy Whopper reference means you've been listening to us for a long time. A really long time.
That's great.
We got 6 NFL jobs open. 6. Pete Carroll fired after 1 season with the Raiders.
Okay.
Jonathan Gannon fired after 3 years with the Cards. Kevin Stefanski fired after 6 years with the Browns. 6 years. That's a long time for not winning. Raheem Morris fired after 2 years with the Falcons. Of course, earlier in the year, Brian Daboll was fired by the Giants. Brian Callahan was fired by the Titans. Is there one job you just stay away from?
Yeah, the Browns. That was
or the Raiders. I mean, Mark Davis is like the next Jerry Jones, it seems like.
That's fair. I think that's fair. That's a guy I wouldn't mind. That I think it's, if you're for the longevity and mental health, stay away from the Raiders too. Kevin Stefanski was one of those super wonder kids. He was a can't miss hire at head coach. Teams were fighting to see who was going to get Kevin Stefanski. I remember Vikings fans being upset when he was hired away from their team. He'd spent I felt like his entire career from when because he's a young guy still, man. He's in his early 40s now. He was late 30s when he was hired to be the Browns head coach, his first head coaching job. January of 2020.
What a crappy time to get hired as a head coach. And look at what you inherit in that. You get Deshaun Watson during that. You're thinking, I mean,
that's a great point. How does and help me out with the time frame of that, Trav? Stefanski comes in 2020. What year did the Browns actually agree to that deal with Watson? Was it also in late 2020 or was it 2021? Would have been right in that. I mean, in my brain, they happened pretty simultaneously. Sammy even writes in, Stefanski got screwed as soon as they signed Watson.
2022 is when he signed with the Browns.
So he just gets through COVID. He's still getting through COVID in 2021, and they signed Deshaun Watson to a
And Kurt Cignetti needs to pay attention to this, because this is what happens when you have a general manager that picks your team. Now, you want to believe that coaches have say in everything, but I think you'd be surprised where a GM a lot of times will say, I build the team, you coach the team. I get the players, you get the coach,
Trav, just to show how stupid we are. Capital of Illinois is Springfield. See, again, I told you guys I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
I didn't correct you. And so I blew that one.
I tried to tell you, I don't know.
Don't come here for learning, folks.
No. It's laughing. Come here for the laughing, not the learning. Sometimes you learn when you laugh. Sometimes you laugh when you learn.
Might be a shirt. We're laughing, not learning. The Rush Radio Show. I mean, I want to believe the Giants is a good job. The Falcons a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, when you had Arthur Blank, when they drafted Michael Penix Jr. after signing Kirk Cousins, walk up to your general manager, and go, "What are you doing? Why did you just? We're just paid a quarterback $100 million, and you drafted a quarterback." Sometimes people can't get out of their own way.
I think it comes back to that thing that a lot of politicians do, Travis. You want to leave your mark. You want to show everybody that you're the smartest guy in the room, that you've got the best ideas, and I'm going to come with this idea that's going to be outside the box and it's going to blow everybody's mind. And when I leave this world, they're going to remember I'm the dude that did this thing. And then there's too many cooks in the kitchen. What was the line? I saw somebody in the chat share this. It kind of Bill Parcells. This is a good one, Sammy. Thank you. If you want me to cook the meal, you got to let me pick the groceries.
I don't disagree with that. When Mike Holmgren left the Packers, he went to the Seattle Seahawks because he could be general manager and coach. I think he just got sick and tired of not having as much say as he wanted into making the team that he wanted. Yeah. But I also think it's very hard to play dual role.
Very few guys have been able to do it.
Because you know what a general manager also does? Negotiates contracts. Yeah. And you're trying to be a head coach, trying to negotiate a contract, do all that stuff. That's a lot of work. So, and trying to remember if Holmgren called the plays or not. Going back in time. Boy, there's a guy that just dropped off the face of the earth. Mike Holmgren.
Dude, that's what happened. Coaching is in the NFL, it's such a weird thing. You go from being the greatest coach ever. Watch out. Nobody's ever going to be able to compete with Sean McVay's offenses ever again. He's reinventing football. Andy Reid. And, oh, my God, this guy just all of a sudden figured out how to be the greatest coach of all time. Eric Bieniemy. What are teams going to do when he finally gets in charge of a team and takes over? You can over and over and over. There are these guys that...
Oh, the next greatest thing. And Bieniemy went to the Commanders, got fired after 1 year, went to UCLA, get fired after 1 year. I don't even know if Eric Bieniemy's resurfaced anywhere.
Even Mike Holmgren, like, what a great pull there. This is a guy that he's a football wizard. Just put him in charge of everything. Oh, he can't do everything and win the Super Bowl every year?
Now, to be fair, he won a Super Bowl at the Packers, and he got the Seahawks to a Super Bowl.
Doing that dual role, yes. Again, did great. You go from being the guy that can't miss. There's so many.
You got to have takes
right
a
now,
special person to become a coach.
Right now, it's Curt Cignetti.
Yeah.
Right now, it's easy to look at this and go, well, if he doesn't leave, if they give him what he needs, Indiana is going to win every national title ever, forever.
If you're looking for a local full-service jeweler, you can find it in Ankeny at Fiscus Jewelers, 1701 Southeast Delaware, Suite 250. Custom design. If you're looking for that engagement or bridal ring, Joel's got you covered. Need some repairs on your jewelry? Fiscus Jewelers does repairs. They also do appraisals. So start your design at fiscusjewelers.com. It's open Monday through Saturday.
Noel's just a great guy to work with. Go up and sit down with him. He's a fun dude to talk to about anything, but especially when it comes to jewelry.
Did I say Joel? I meant Noel.
Did you say Joel?
I might have. I don't know why. Noel, I'm sorry.
Anyway, yeah, go up and... Noel the jeweler. I can see what you were doing there.
Eric Henderson scheduled to join us when we come back on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Oh, did see you there. Happy New Year for myself and everyone else over here at Land Rover Des Moines. My personal New Year's resolution is to take better care of my car, and that starts with an oil change. Come on down for $25 off your service. You can give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hi, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Are you on the verge of taking that next big step in your relationship? Our latest collection of engagement rings is here to make your moment even more memorable. From stunning classics to modern designs, each ring is meticulously crafted to symbolize your unique love story. Looking for something truly one of a kind? Explore our custom engagement ring options and let us bring your vision to life. Visit our showroom in Ankeny and let's start creating the ring of your dreams together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Happy New Year from myself and everyone else over here at Willis Volvo. My New Year's resolution this year is to take better care of my car, and that starts with an oil change. You can come on down for $25 off your service. Visit us online at willisvolvocars.com or give us a call to get scheduled.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along. Of course, starting yesterday, we started talking about Eric Henderson over at Drake, and we thought, you know what? Let's bring Hendo on because, A, he's a good dude. Have you heard us talking about you? Have you heard the rumors?
Oh, yeah, I heard the rumors, fellas. I just appreciate a heads up when you start talking about me.
Well, let's start with the rumors. So it started yesterday. Wait, did it get back to you yesterday that we were talking about you?
No, it really didn't.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh,
good.
damn.
Good.
Well, we'll see.
Usually TJ keeps me posted, but it didn't yesterday.
So before we dive into the games, we had this idea yesterday. We need to know, first of all, can you still dunk?
Come on now. I may be old, but I still got a little something in these legs.
Okay.
All
so
right.
we have an idea. And this came up yesterday because I was watching college basketball. I watch a lot of college football. And in college football, the coach leads the team out onto the field, right? They come to the tunnel. But in college basketball, the team comes out, and then the assistant coaches come out. The head coach makes like this grand entrance. We were thinking you should lead the team out onto the court, dribble, go to the end of the court, slam one down, and start the layups.
And then you just get the crowd.
Well, I think I probably should have to start the year. We got off a little slow start.
Gonna help out.
Let's be real. I probably should have came up with something like that.
I like it. Where were you guys 2 months ago? I could have used this in November. Come on, man.
Because we think this would be this would get Drake and you on the ESPN top 10 plays of the day. It would become like the new standard of college basketball of something completely different and just be bizarre where people go, Hendo's going to start us with a dunk. Or you're going to throw it off the backboard and you're going to start the backboard drill.
I kind of like the idea, but then again, man, it's I mean, I can't wear small shirts and have big muscles. I can't be Johnny or anybody like that. So I don't know if I can go for that.
It's funny, Coach, that you would bring up Johnny Orr, because that is actually how that's the origin of the conversation, was remembering those old Johnny Orr moments from when we were kids. And Travis and I are older than you, but when we were kids, they used to do this big introduction for Johnny Orr. It was like the Johnny Carson show. They would even play Ed McMahon going, "Here's Johnny," and he'd walk out and do the big double fist pump. And they really made a huge production out of the coach coming out of the locker room. Okay. And we're not sure if that's where it started, but obviously that's become the norm. So what do you do in the locker room? The team runs out. What are you doing for those couple minutes?
Really nothing. I love it. We're giving some fifths months to the other coaches and say, let's go get one, boys. But it's not rocket scientist. I can promise you that.
Oh, man.
That's
Yeah.
good. So,
I'll use that time a little wiser, I suppose, to get that crowd. I see what you're saying. You may be onto something, but that'd be a lot of probably.
My fear, Coach,
I don't really care for right now.
my fear is that first time that your shoe kind of comes out from under you, you don't quite get the spring.
That Achilles might just wrap up.
Oh my God! I never thought about that. You like go up. It's like you save this for like the big game of the year.
Yeah.
You got a big, whoever's coming. You got to show Jacob, right? You got you and I at the Nap Center. You got you're like, we're changing it up, folks. I'm leading you guys onto the court. I'm going to do a
throw
dunk.
one down.
Go throw one down and just get everybody
Get on the
fired up.
trainer's table for the rest of the game.
That's something we never took into account as we were thinking about this. Is what if I blow an Achilles? What if I blow a hammy and I got to sit the whole game?
It would be in play. I promise you that. I can still dunk, but torn Achilles is in play.
I love it, Coach. Thanks for entertaining us and having fun with us on that. Because Travis and I were talking about it, like, man, you're in the middle of the season. It's easy for you to start taking things a little bit serious here. And congratulations on the success. Nice win, by the way, as we transition into actual basketball, and a great win at home the other night.
Yeah, it really was. Honestly, we've won 2 of the last 3, and we were so disappointed how we played the second half against Illinois State. We battled our tails off against a really hot basketball team. Illinois State was and is still playing really, really well. And we fought for 20 minutes, and how we came out of the locker room at halftime was really disheartening. And so, we spent a lot of time together in the film room and just, talking more just character and energy and enthusiasm and what that can do for you. And I was so happy with how spirited our guys played the other night against Indiana State. And to be able to, close it out when that hasn't happened yet at the Nap Center, really, at the end of the day, to speak truthfully, to be able to keep our composure, to go through adversity and come out on the right side of it this time. I was really, really happy for our dudes.
Do you notice a difference in practice and with the team after a win like that when they come back? And is there just a different, what am I looking for? Swagger, a different sprint in their step?
Yeah, you do. You feel a little bit of extra, and we needed that. We haven't felt that enough, to be honest. And we've competed, we've battled, we've made great strides, and I love our team. But you do need to win some of those games too to keep that swagger, to make sure it keeps coming back, or you at least see signs of it at times. And so you do see a little bit of extra pop on it. Good morning there, bud. And so it's important, and our guys were pretty excited to get back out on the practice court yesterday.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So do you head out of town tonight for Peoria?
Yeah, we head out tonight, and obviously, Bradley's kind of on that other side right now, where they've gotten whacked a couple times here, and Coach Wardle does a terrific job, and it works the other way too. When it doesn't go your way, practice can be pretty spirited too. And I know Coach Wardle will have his boys ready. It's a hard place to play, but we're excited. I mean that, like, I do feel like our team has made some great strides. Losing Wilkins, Zach Jr. wasn't great, obviously for some depth, but adding Eli into the starting lineup gives us a little bit something different. We can space the floor a little bit better. I think offensively we'll be able to share and move the basketball a little bit quicker, just because of that spacing and how they guard Eli. Now defensively, physically, we've got to continue to make strides and get better on the glass. But when one guy goes down, another one comes in, and things get tweaked a little bit, and sometimes for the better, and you never know. And so we'll see where this ends up.
Addition by subtraction is always such a weird thing in a team. It's odd how that chemistry. Travis and I talk about this oftentimes. You get a one of your star players, or even a key cog in the wheel that goes out. You wonder what's going to happen, and you're amazed at the resilience and the competitiveness of the guy that's been waiting.
That's exactly right. I mean, they've been chomping at the bit, right? And you know, that's kind of where Eli's been at. He's been in and out of the lineup a little bit. You know, some games he's played more than others, but right now he sees such a huge opportunity, and you can tell he doesn't want to disappoint his teammates. And everybody feels horrible for Will, you know, that he's going to be out an extended period of time, and we'll know a little bit more even today. But you know, like you said, when that next guy steps up, there's a sense of pride and a sense of, you know, hunger that he hasn't had it, you know, and so to have that opportunity right in front of him and take advantage of it is pretty cool.
This is going to be one of those stupid generic questions. I've been a Valley guy all my life. I mean, I grew up with the Valley. You haven't gone all the way through the Valley yet, but in year number one, what's impressed you so far about Valley teams?
Yeah, it's you know, I knew it was going to be more physical, and it's probably even a little bit more physical than I thought. And then the athleticism with the guards, and then just, you know, the league is a little bit more athletic. The guards are a little bit more dynamic, but all the teams are so well coached. You know, like, and you know, you guys follow this stuff so close, but all these games are a possession game with 3 to 4 minutes to go. Yeah. And so you just got to stay the course. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay the course and just keep fighting. In the team that can stay connected, this team that can stay together and just make plays down the stretch will give you a chance to win. I mean, you look at the games last year for Drake. I know they won all these games. The majority of them were still one possession games.
They were tight.
Obviously, when you have Bennett Sturtz leading the charge with, I mean, he has such incredible poise. I mean, it's incredible to watch. That's such an advantage. And we're getting our guys there. We're getting our guys there where they're getting more comfortable in those moments. And hopefully we can continue to learn, because we're going to be in these close games pretty much night in and night out. And that's the thing that's probably stuck out to me the most about the Valley.
Okay, help me understand something, because I understand the athleticism. Help me understand the physicality. I hate that word, physicality. I don't even think it's a word, but I mean, to use all. But I mean, I watch high school ball. What do you mean by the difference in physicalness? I mean, because I think all basketball is physical, but do they let them play more, or is that what you're talking about?
A little bit, and then like how they're guarding the basketball. They're up into the basketball. They're chesting you, and they let them play. And just the game plan, I think, of the coaches is just, you know, we want to get into their bodies more. We want to play more one-on-one in the post, where it's just banging, banging, banging. That's really where you see it the most. They just don't give you any room to work. You know, when I was at South Dakota State, it wasn't necessarily the case, and we could have pretty free-flowing, very easy. I don't want to say easy, but easier to move the basketball side to side and things like that.
Is that a relationship that you have to get used to as a coach? And I'm going to name drop here, but I think I want transparency. So I host a podcast for John Higgins called Make the Right Call. So I interview all the officials.
Yeah.
Is there a learning curve with you with this level of officials going from South Dakota State? Because you're seeing different officials, I would assume, a little bit.
Yeah, we are. We are seeing a little bit different officials, but you know, when I was at the Summit League, you know, there's a consortium with the Big Ten, so we had a lot of the Big Ten officials on different nights, you know, reffing our games. Where here at the Valley, you're in a consortium with the Big 12 and a few other leagues as well. But so you see a lot of the referees that are in the Big 12, and so it's. The level of referee, I don't know, is a big difference, but there's certainly different faces. And so right now, you know, I'm not a guy that really gets on referees or anything. I got enough. I got enough to worry about with our team right now. You know what I mean? We make enough mistakes. I know the refs are going to make mistakes, but let's worry about mine first. And then once we limit them, then I can start worrying about some of that other stuff.
We always think of the refs as the low-hanging fruit, Coach. Every game you can come here and bitch about the refs, and you can always blame stuff on the officials. It's a lot harder to find where your team came up short or where the other team was just better than you and give that. It's a lot easier to go, if that guy would have just not blown that whistle, or if we wouldn't have been playing 8-on-5, we could have won this game.
I always tell them, like, now if they miss a call early, I might say, listen, I got enough to worry about with my own team, so I'm not going to bitch at you. But when we get there, I'm going to be in your ear. So, but you're right. We're making enough mistakes as our team, you know, and so I'm going to worry about those first, to be honest with you. But our team is, I mean, I tell you what, we are getting better, and I love the energy that we play with, and if we can play with that energy on a consistent basis, you know, then you can start worrying about some of those tactical things that really can make a difference. So it's exciting moving forward.
You know, I know Peoria is a tough place to play. It's an interesting arena. They got a decent fan base. It's not an easy place to play, but you're coming off that momentum, and we wish you the best of luck tomorrow night. And again, I think you go to your assistant coaches and say, hey, guys, Travis and Ross threw this idea out, and let me run it by you and see what they think. And ask your team, go, what if I led you out on the court and started with a dunk?
I think the more I think about it, I think we might have to put an invisible trampoline out there just to make it a little bit easier.
Even if you don't dunk, even if you start you come out and you just lay it off the backboard and they do the backboard drill, or somebody just hammers one down. I'm telling you, it's ESPN top 10. I'm trying to get Drake on national television.
And think about it, Coach. You do that 2 or 3 times, then like the 4th time as you're coming out, you stop and you pull up from the corner, you know?
They never know what they're going to get. The element of surprise type stuff. I want to get on SportsCenter for winning about 30 games.
There you go, Coach.
That's fair.
Gimmicks can be for later.
Yeah, right.
I told Ross, I go, we're going to bring this up with Hendo, and he's either going to find this entertaining or he's never going to want to come back on the show again.
Such a waste of time.
I'll be back, boys. I promise you that.
Love it, Coach. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, man. And travel safe, and we'll catch up soon.
Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of the day.
Yep.
The visual of that, of him, like he said, he's like, my Achilles is still in play.
I never took into account the injury situation. I never once thought, well, you could get hurt doing this.
I love that. He's such that. What a fun attitude he has.
Absolutely. Oh,
when they weren't winning, he still had that little grin and that kind of like positive thing. Now they're playing a lot better these last 3 times out, even with that loss to Illinois State. They've played a lot better.
The one question I wanted to ask him, and it's almost a precursor of what could come, if you, and I know he's busy, but if you see all the chaos in the transfer portal in football, do you worry about that coming up when the basketball portal opens?
You just got to worry about your job. Like, doesn't he seem like that? Like, you just got to focus on the thing that's in front of you right now, which is today beat Bradley, tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then and get better and keep getting better and keep these guys happy and keep that attitude and make it fun so that the grass doesn't look greener. Man, again, college sports, you're recruiting year round now. And I think if you just focus on your job, that where he's at right now, that's got to be his attitude. And it definitely seems like that. I mean, hell, half of his answers were basically that.
Yeah.
Like we got to focus on getting better now. I like it. I'm a big fan of Hendo and rooting for him. That's a fun guy. I'm glad because it would have been easy for him to just be like, no.
There would be some coaches who would do that, right? I mean, it'd be like, are you guys stupid or something? Though his best answer was when you go, what do you do back there? He goes,
no, his best
nothing.
answer was, can you dunk? Come on now. That was his best answer.
What'd you think of that interview, Justin?
I loved it. I mean, I think it's funny to think about Hendo dunking and pumping up the Knapp Center. I love it. The injury is one aspect I didn't think about either. But maybe we get like an RJ Hunter, Coach Henderson,
This is
where
what
like
Travis
he's
was
on
saying.
the little bit of like, what was his thing was like his leg. He was on one of those like scooters almost.
Okay, yeah. The get him on the bike thing.
Yeah, because it was he was
my
like the
gosh.
coach of Georgia State during that March Madness run.
That's
in,
right.
like 2022 or something. Yeah.
I
all
like
for it.
Travis's idea of you go to the assistant coaches and you go, all right, which one of you can still get up? Which one of you can still throw down? Because we're going to have a dude in a suit lead everybody out there and just rim rock.
That's going to be playing in my head all day. Come on. You would ask such a stupid question.
Talk about the guts. Like you guys were talking about him pulling up a 3-pointer, keeping everyone on
like
guard.
shake it up a little bit.
That'd be ballsy though.
Yeah.
But he sinks it.
Nobody
Crowd
between
goes
you and the
crazy.
rim and you pull up. That's showing your guts right there.
That he doesn't even need to. He's just doing that for the love of the game.
Somebody has put in the chat from the minute we started talking about it yesterday. They said if everybody that has the ability to dunk, they maintain that ability as long as they can.
I would agree with that because that's a sign of
athletic dominance, athletic achievement.
The older you get, it's a reminder of your youth.
How old is he? How old's Hendo?
God, what, early 40s maybe, late 30s?
Google machine says, no way.
What's the Google machine say?
No way. He's 47.
That's what popped up for me.
Wow. I wouldn't have thought that.
He looks like he's 35.
And you said
You know what?
we're
You know
both.
what?
Now I'm
You know
older
what?
than he is.
I just
You're
decided
not.
I don't like him. He can dunk, and he looks 10 years younger than
but
he
he's
is.
6'6", 6'7", 6'8". Of course he can dunk. I
Yeah,
could dunk
he
a
and I-
volleyball when I was younger. I can't do that anymore.
He's a month older than me. He's like 21 days older than me.
I would have never thought that.
What have I been doing with my life?
Happy Tuesday, Ross.
Oh, jeez.
And
I
you
need to
proclaim.
get-
Well, there's a correction that Justin needs to make. Well, Ross, you said that Travis and you were older than Eric Henderson. That's not correct. Travis is, not Ross.
You're younger.
I can't dunk. I'm not a head coach. Andre says, yeah, you can't dunk. Just in case you were, if you ever need humbling, have a little girl.
Have
or
3
just
of them.
have
Oh my gosh,
Audrey
Trav.
walk in.
Forget how bald I am. Forget how fat I am. Forget how lazy I am. That's all right. I got somebody right here who reminds me, right in my ear. Justin, what'd we screw up?
So Ross, you said that you could win or lose, or sorry, let me start over.
Yeah, thanks.
You
Who
said
screwed up now?
I did. You said you could win your last game and not make the Big Ten tournament. Starting this year, the Big Ten is allowing all 18.
Oh, I
teams
didn't know
into
that
the
again.
tournament.
Not, that's how it should be. Okay. All right.
That's what I said too. I put in the note as it should be.
Yeah.
Travis got it correct with Urban Meyer as the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach with being
With Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
Look at you. That was a
great
good poll,
because I was
Trav.
sitting there. Yeah, I was trying to think it through. That was a really good one. And then the last one isn't a correction, but we had that listener mention how Herschel Walker never lifted weights. And I was sitting there like, man, that doesn't sound right. There's another athlete, I thought. So I Google it. Herschel Walker never lifted weights. But the one I was thinking of was Bo Jackson.
Oh, some people were putting that in the chat. A lot of people were firing away saying, hey, you're thinking of Bo Jackson. But Bo was a different character altogether athletically anyway. I mean, that 30 for 30 is one of the best ones where he talks
That's a
about
great
how
one.
he told the coaches at Auburn, I don't like to practice. They're like, well, we need you to give it all in practice. He's like, that's dumb. Give me the ball in
I'm a
the
gamer.
game.
I'm a gamer.
Yeah. We're talking about practice.
So I think that's Ross and I's issue was we lifted weights, you know? We tried to get bigger. We needed to not lift weights. You never lifted weights in like high school and stuff?
There weren't, like I said,
I know I
wasn't
look
enough
like
weight at
I've
the
never
gym.
lifted weights. I've tried really hard to lift weights.
I've
tried really hard.
I've tried a couple times
just
to
walk.
bulk up. There's a couple times I've, done the few months at the gym or done the ferals, and I look good.
I mean, do you want to bulk up, or you just want to make sure you don't like me? I'm losing my lean muscle mass. Like I'm becoming that frail old man. Like you're like, oh, I don't have any muscle. I see guys my age where they're like chest, still have their biceps. I'm like, that doesn't interest me.
Can still dunk.
That's gonna bother Ross all day long now.
He's 47. He's still throwing down.
Ross is gonna have
not
one
only
of those
that,
sneeze
it was
attacks.
Come on now.
He did. It was with confidence. It wasn't like I can still get it above the rim, boys. Might surprise you. He was like,
I mean, to be honest,
I can windmill. That's what that he said it in a way that said he can do a reverse.
I can do a 360.
I can windmill 360 reverse. What do you think? You can't dunk?
I don't think any of us would have been upset if he would have just left the studio after that question. Coach Henderson has left.
It's funny because most people that yesterday I ran into a few people and we had this conversation and it was like, hey, I think Hendo can still dunk. Almost everybody I talked to was like, yeah. Have you seen how tall he is? Just like Justin did yesterday. Justin was like, Ross, you've seen him in person, right?
Yeah, you interview him and you go.
Did you look
even
up
when he sits at the desk at the post game, his torso is like, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Massive. I mean, he may dunk when he's 70.
What is the tipping point?
That would be kind of fun, is to have a competition on the oldest dunkers in America.
Idea machines.
Wouldn't that be fun?
No.
Yes. Now
the ODA presents Old Dunkers Association and the Old Man Dunk Contest.
I thought
the
the Rush was
ODA.
going to do it.
The
Or
ODA.
the insurance would be too high.
Brought to you by Asper Cream.
Geritol and Depends.
Yeah, dude from Iowa. Sponsored by Iowa Orthopedic. Brought to you by DMOS.
Oh, we should get Dr. Sullivan on and say, hey, we know you get a lot of old people, but what's the injury from an old person that was like, you were doing what? Like you were playing hockey at 75? You were playing one-on-one. Well, pickleball we'll get, because pickleball
He's
an
told
old
us
person's
that.
game.
Yeah, pickleball. Yeah. Just collecting ACLs out there. The pickleball court is.
Damn.
An 80-year-old junior high coach being like, I was listening to this podcast and they gave me the idea to start dunking in front of these 14-year-olds to pump them up. Tore my ACL.
Some coach is going to take this idea, Trav. Some coach is going to take this idea.
They might. All right, fellas, we got to go. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. We're back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Ross. Bye-bye, everybody.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Oh, did see you there. Happy New Year for myself and everyone else over here at Land Rover Des Moines. My personal New Year's resolution is to take better care of my car, and that starts with an oil change. Come on down for $25 off your service. You can give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to The Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.